What's up, peeps? This week's podcast is sponsored by Will Hahn and 2.0 Photography. 2.0 Photography. Upgrade your perspective. All right, what has happened, everyone? Come on in and sit down. Thanks for showing up. Welcome to another edition of Chillin with Booze. As per usual, I got to give myself the good intro here. It just wouldn't be me if it wasn't. I am Pat Booze. I'm a DJ, a Snapchatter, Pat B on the mic 99. I'm new to Pinterest. I'm a comic book fan. I am back at the gym again, but hey, most important thing, I'm a podcaster and an on-air personality. Yeah, I'm at the gym again, working out at Planet Fitness. Shout out to PF, and feeling a little bit better about myself. I'm DJing at Ballpark Village on Thursday nights, so if you're looking for something fun to do on Thursday nights, well, come on out and hang out with me, and I'll play some country music for you. Okay, as you see on the title, the sponsor is this week's guest. It's Will Hahn. Will is the main photographer and the owner of 2.0 Photography, and he does a lot of great work, and if you haven't seen his Facebook page, you need to check it out. Will is a guy I've known for years. We went to photo class together. Shout out to Jefferson College. And the thing is, he has got a passion like no other. He had the bigger passion between the two of us to pursue photography, and he's doing amazing. Will is on the pod to talk about his recent photo shoot entitled Kicking Cancer's Butt, and he's also going to tell some stories about his experiences thus far doing photography. And he's also going to talk about a few things with his business. He doesn't do just weddings. He doesn't just do engagement photos. He does awesome photo shoots. You got to check him out, and you're going to find out about his passion and for photography and even how he got started. It's the most unconventional way how he got started doing photography. So sit back, chill out, and listen to me and Will. Will, my friend, what is happening, sir?
Not much, just living.
Yeah, man, I've been noticing all the photos you've been taking. Your photography business just seems to be booming, man.
Working on it.
Well, real quick, because I've wondered, I want to say it right. It's 2.0 Photography?
That's correct.
Okay.
And it's a 0, so 2.0.
Oh, it's 2.0, so it's... Or which is it?
It's just to differentiate it, and it makes it easier.
Okay, so when, actually saying it out loud, it's...
2.0.
2.0, okay. All right, so Will Hahn, the owner of 2.0 Photography, and if you haven't seen these guys on Facebook, you need to check them out. Some of the photos that I've seen you guys do, just ridiculously amazing. And it's not even just, it's the photos along with the designs that I've seen from a few of your models, like it's the makeup artists and stuff like that. But then adding in the way you guys take photos, it's just awesome.
We try to make ourselves stand out.
Yeah, you're doing a really good job of it. Now, I got a real quick thing to really want to start on. Was it photo 1 or was it photo 2 we were together at Jeffco?
Oh, I want to say maybe it was photo 2.
Yeah?
I know it was under Blake.
Okay, he was photo 1 with Blake. I remember Blake was just... He was different as a teacher.
Definitely.
I don't remember him ever getting pissed off at anything that we ever did, and he was easygoing. They said the other photography teacher there, he was a hard ass from what I heard.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah, and I'm glad I never had him. I stuck with Blake. I think we ended up doing photo 3.
I think you're right. Were you there for the panorama assignment?
Yes.
Okay, I know you
that was
that.
That was a nightmare. That was one of the hardest projects I ever had to do was that panoramic one. Mm-hmm. That and the self-portrait photo.
Ooh, yeah, I had
the three self-portraits ones.
I don't like being in front of the camera.
Yeah, neither do I, really. I didn't enjoy it either. I don't know why I never really kept on going with it, but were you doing photography before photo class or
for fun? Mostly.
For fun?
Yeah,
and
just taking pictures here and there of random stuff.
Now, did the experience with Blake and at Jeffco, that kind of spur things and just kind of want to keep going with it then?
It did kind of spark things. I did know that I wanted to do it. I knew I needed the direction and the guidance, and he did help a lot with that, especially with his critiques.
His massive critiques with, like, I think there was a couple of times where he had, like, 2 afternoon classes, and he could basically, on critique session days, he had to combine those 2 afternoon classes to do the critique sessions, and they took forever. Oh my God. Like, you want to talk about what should have took about 15 minutes per, like, maybe per class. Like, you get up there, you show the photos, that's it. But he made everybody have to say something about each photo around the room. And you were talking about like 15 to 20 people in each class. So roughly 30 to 40 people inside that class.
It was a long session. It was.
Never easy. Okay, so where did you go from with Jeffco?
From Jeffco, I wound up getting too busy with work, so I didn't actually finish my associates. Working on getting back into that. But I wound up picking up a DSLR. Started putting my name out there. Started advertising on Google. I started picking up weddings. It's good money in weddings,
now you don't limit yourself to just weddings. I see a lot of photos from like photo shoots and stuff like that. And we're going to talk about one of them that you've been mentioning here recently. So we're definitely gonna get into that one. So you said you didn't finish up with your associates.
No, I didn't finish up with my associates. I've found that it's actually not 100% necessary for the field. However, I would like it for my own personal.
Yeah, I didn't get mine either, so don't feel bad. I have to say, the hardest issue with like when you're wanting to go into something else, it's math and science were not my friends when I was there at Jeffco. So yeah, I didn't exactly graduate. I'm not too proud of it, but
it happens.
Yeah, it happens. So what? If you had to think about it, like what project kind of like pinpointed it? Like what started your like love for photography?
Well, I mean, that's really a hard one to put a tack on because I've always grown up with either a camera in my face or in my hands. The defining moment that made me want to be a photographer would have to be shooting my father's wedding.
Wow.
That was back in 2007. I had almost no experience shooting any kind of anything except stuff I wanted to take pictures of. Week before the wedding, he hands me a camera and says, "You're shooting the wedding." It was the worst.
just like that. That's it. It was just like a week before. He just hands you the camera and says, "Hey, most important day of my life. You're taking care of it. No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
No pressure. Right?
Oh my God.
And so he hands me, and I proceed to. First off, I didn't realize that you could leave the pew.
So all your photos are basically just sitting in that one spot.
Most of them, yes. I didn't realize you couldn't leave the pew, or you could leave the pew. I'd only been to like 2-3 weddings in my life at that point. So the pictures I did get, I would love to get back to those files and re-edit them because, guys, those pictures are not great.
And so 10 years later, now...
Basically, I told myself, I'm like, I'm never going to fuck up a picture that bad ever again.
And now 10 years later, you're basically all around pretty much during a wedding. Like, you're up top, you're down low, you're pretty much like right next to the preacher now and stuff like that.
I always check with the preacher first to make sure they're okay with where I'm at, and I'm like, I'm all over the place, trust me. And they're like, just don't stand in front of me. I'm like, okay, cool. If I see a shot, I go for it.
Yeah. What's been like one of your favorite photos that you've taken thus far since you've and if you had to pinpoint, or if that's too hard, what's been like one of your favorite photo shoots you've done?
Favorite photo shoots? Oh, that's a tough one. That's still a tough one, but I want to say it was one I did up at it was a church that's been converted into a skate park called Skate Laborious.
Where's that at?
It's I want to say just on the edge between North and South City. I could get there if I was driving, but pinpointing where it's at, I'm not.
No sense of direction.
Right. Well, good sense of direction, bad sense of remembering the street names. But it was really cool. It was me and a couple of my model friends, Nikki and Riley. We went up there. We just had a blast shooting. Lauren was with us. My son was with us. We just shot and had some fun.
Were you shooting anything at all from the last time I saw you at NWL? Because what's funny about that? That was like a good. So I ran into you. What was it? August of last year.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, July or August of last year, leaving an NWL show, or like at the NWL show, and the thing was that was the first time I had seen you in almost like roughly, oh God,
5-6 years,
maybe a little bit more,
somewhere around
there. Because I think
I just looked over and I'm like, he looks familiar.
And I said the same thing, and I'm like, Will, what the hell? And we were out there, we talked during the show and then after the show for about a good like 30-45 minutes.
Something like that.
And it was good catching up with you then. And I mean, It's still good catching up with you now, but still, it was just a random, just out of the blue. I didn't expect to see anybody I knew there besides a couple of the guys that I know that were wrestling. That was hilarious.
That was completely random.
Yeah.
You can't script life, folks.
And earlier I said that you're not limited to engagement photos and wedding photos. You work with a lot of designers and work with like a lot of makeup artists and models. Who's been like some of your favorite ones to work with of each?
Well, as far as makeup artists, I do have one in mind that I tend to work with a lot that I like hanging out with. That would be Hannah of HER Makeup. She is phenomenal. She's just getting started in it, but she's really good. And she's not afraid to push the envelope. She does special effects. She does glamour. She does body paint. You name it.
I've seen some of those body paint ones that you guys do, or that they've done like here recently. It's been awesome.
She's
it's almost like it's kind of like a goth feeling to it a little bit.
Yes,
a little bit.
The ones that I did recently with her makeup was kind of a post-apocalyptic style. Kind of dystopian, but with a little bit of a badassery feel to it.
When you do those kind of photo shoots, do you like kind of get into it? They make you dress up at all or anything like that?
I mean,
you got to feel it. You got to feel it.
If I had the clothing, I probably would too, just for the heck of it. But as far as models, I'll work with pretty much anybody, to be honest. Lately, I've been working a lot with this model down in Springfield. Her name's Keisha. Been having a blast working with her. Working a lot with, looking forward to working with Riley Frohock a little more. She's actually, if you Googled her, the whole image page is nothing but her. But she's a lot of fun to work with. Cool to hang out with too.
Nobody been blacklisted yet? You haven't had any problems with anybody?
Well,
because I talk to photographers. I talk to photographers all the time because I DJ weddings and stuff like that. So I talk to photographers all the time, and they tell me about like their experiences with people that are just like nightmarish, that they refuse to work with ever again. Even if they ever got married again, they'd be like, "No, I'm not working with you after this past time. No way in hell." And then they tell me about times where like they're doing like normal photo shoots with people, and then people are just so hard to deal with.
I have had my share of people who have brought the drama, so to speak. I try not to let it affect my work because...
You try to be, like, easygoing.
Yeah, I still try to, even if someone majorly ticks me off, I'll still probably work with them.
So it takes a lot to be able to really get on that bad side of yours.
Really long fuse.
Okay, so what's... Explain to me about the kicking cancer's butt photo shoot, because you surprised me with that out of nowhere with that one day, and it was just this hour-long video, and she's like fighting cancer, or she actually beat it?
Currently fighting. She's 14. She was diagnosed with cancer.
Really?
Yes. She is my friend Keisha's friend's daughter. Keisha contacted her. Keisha actually put it all together, to be honest. Keisha, if you're watching, hi. She got everyone together. She got the studio for us. We brought along a makeup artist. And she's just like, well, because she wants to be a model. Her name's Adrienne. She wants to be a model. When she got her diagnosis, she felt like that was the end. Like, I'm never going to be a model. I have cancer. I'm going to have all these
Can't
lose
imagine
stars or
going
what
through that.
have you.
That's tough, and especially at 14.
At 14.
But yet she's trying to persevere. And I
Mm-hmm.
saw that with some of the photos. She's like trying to learn. Was she learning how to box a little bit, or
It
does she
was
know
more
a
or
little
less
bit?
just the theme of it.
She was throwing some good rights there
She
into the
was definitely
bag.
throwing some good punches. Basically, that I imagine was just her imagining the punching bag as the cancer and
Right.
just beating the crap out of it. But I mean, I've always found that with any kind of illness like this, like cancer, AIDS, Crohn's, you name it, attitude has a lot to do with the improvement of your health. And with a lot of support, you can have a positive attitude. And I saw an opportunity to give support, so I took it.
Was it like kind of like a charity photo shoot for you a little bit?
Essentially, yeah. I mean, I drove down to Joplin on my own dime.
Oh, wait, that was in Joplin?
Yeah, that was in Joplin.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a bit of a hike.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I split the cost with the makeup artist who was also riding with me. But we went down there, crashed at a friend's house in Springfield, shot in the morning, and then booked it back up. But yeah, it was. I mean, not a paid shoot. It was a lot of fun though.
That's awesome. You do like? Have you ever done like any other kind of charity shoots a little bit, or is that the first one?
I've done a couple for people who are a little bit on their down and out. I did a maternity shoot a couple years ago. She was a couple weeks from popping, and she didn't have the funding for any kind of pictures, but she really wanted them. I knew her from work, and I was like, no, don't worry about the cost. We'll worry about that later at some other point. Let's just get you out there and shoot you now because you've got 2 weeks before that kid comes.
You just want to get the photos done before the not having the baby pop out at the same time.
Right.
Have you had that yet? Or
actually, I have literally done maternity shoot, and then the next day shot the newborn pictures of that baby.
oh boy,
That was my friend Sam.
but no babies being born in the middle of a photo shoot or anything.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Here's
All
hoping
right.
that doesn't happen.
We need a doctor in the house. Will, you know what to do, right?
911, right?
Back to the cancer kicking butt photo shoot though. Is there going to be a photo shoot like a follow-up photo shoot, like maybe when she gets in remission or when she full on like beats it? Or
I'd like to. That would definitely be a thing. I do have another shoot scheduled with her and her mother. It's a mother-daughter shoot later this summer, or at least when it gets warmer out.
traveling down to Joplin again?
Yeah, I mean, I can see if maybe they want to do a halfway point. But
Just meet me up in Columbia, I'd be fine.
I want to say maybe Rolla.
That'd be probably a better spot. You got to get past that big crash that they had up there or down there
Yeah,
the
I
other day.
heard about that.
Yeah. And
Lot
now
of
this
people.
podcast is just gonna be a little bit dated now. So, what's some of the oddest things you've had to deal with on a photo shoot though, and not just like regular photo shoot and then a wedding photo shoot?
The oddest thing. Most people don't tell you that the people you really got to watch out for at a wedding are actually the mother of the bride or groom. It's not the bride.
The funny thing is, that's what people tell. That's what I find out the most about DJing.
Yep.
The people you have to watch out for most likely are the mother of the bride.
Yep. Most definitely. Most of the weddings I've shot have been pretty run-of-the-mill. Nothing too crazy, per se. I did have my assistant drop a lens on a guest's head
Oh God!
from a second-story balcony.
Oh,
Luckily,
Concussion City.
she had a really thick weave on. She barely felt it.
How was the lens though? Did it break?
Nope.
No.
No.
Wow.
I was impressed.
It landed perfectly right on top of that.
That's Olympus for you right there.
As far as regular photo shoots, like what's the weirdest thing you had to deal with at a photo shoot?
The weirdest thing I've personally, too weird to me, is models will just change right there and like, okay, there's a changing room over there. No, I'm fine. Okay.
You gotta turn your head, or
I'll out of respect, I'll just be like, all right, let me know when you're done. They're like, it's cool. I'm like, no, it's not.
Are you? And you said earlier you got your son with you on some shoots. You teaching him to start shooting yet?
Eventually, yeah. He's actually been playing around a lot with a toy camera at my dad's house. He'll hold it up. He'll say cheese, and he'll push the button. And it's great. But I do have a camera set aside waiting for him.
Hopefully, Blake will still be there when he gets to go to Jeffco.
Right? I mean, that's
the last time I heard about
17 years from now.
The last time I heard anybody about doing anything from photography when we were still in that class was Heather Barnett. She went to UMKC.
Okay.
So she was over there, and I think she was going for a photography degree over there.
Nice.
And that's apparently one of the best photography schools in the entire country.
Ooh, that's good to know.
Yeah, I don't know if she's still doing it or not. I haven't talked to her in forever. So
I heard Maryville was good, but if UMKC, or what would you say, UMKC?
Yeah.
If they're better, then dang.
You thinking? So you said before you don't have your associates from Jeffco, and you've got so much experience. Do you think you still want to go back to school for photography, or to finally get a degree for it?
Yes, there's always something new to learn, and there's always new people to teach you new things to learn. Not everything's known about photography, and there's never going to there's stuff we don't know. So, I mean, I just want to try and push the envelope, see if I can figure out some cool stuff that other people aren't doing.
That's awesome. Honestly, I wouldn't mind going back to school for photography still. Like, I thought I had a good chance for it, but then I kind of just, I don't know. Like, after I got that big expensive camera, it just be like, I want to take care of this thing more than I want to use it. So I kind of hide it a little bit. I got it for Christmas one year, and it's like a $600-700 camera. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, I want to protect this thing. I don't want to use it that much.
The one thing I have found about cameras is the more expensive they are, the more durable they are.
Oh.
The one I bought a Canon a few years ago, a Canon 60D. It is considered a prosumer camera, so it's not quite your run-of-the-mill average Joe camera, but it's not exactly a pro camera either. It's mostly plastic. It's got a bit of a metal shell inside of it. It can take a beating. Then I upgraded 2 years ago to a full frame, a 6D. Solid magnesium body. That thing has been dropped so many times. Granted, it's $1,000 camera, and I feel bad when I drop it, but... That's not if, that's when.
How, like, when you drop it though, are you like standing like super high up and end up dropping it, or
no? I mean, I am fairly tall, so everything's super high up. But it's usually about chest height if it falls, or maybe lap height if it fell off of my lap or something. But it can take it. I have a mini heart attack every time. But
So, at the NWL show, were you there to like shoot any photography
no, I was actually
there?
just there with a friend.
Yeah,
he had a couple extra tickets and said, "Hey, you guys want to come along? Sure, why not?"
Figured they would. You should have reached out to them. They could have used you as a photographer. I think they needed some more publicity on that end. So.
Oh well, I mean, if they're looking, hi.
I have a buddy that actually that will no doubt be watching right about now if it was on live stream on my page. But either way,
right.
Gary, tell all the guys about Will. He's awesome. He does awesome work. Where can they find you on social media at?
Social media, you can find me on facebook.com/2.0h photography. That's the easiest way to find me. Also the same on Instagram. I've been meaning to update that. ADHD things go out the window.
Instagram always slips through the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the last thing you think about.
But the URL is incredibly long, so I'll probably just tag it in the comments later.
And we'll no doubt get that video up of kicking cancer's butt when we when this podcast gets posted, and we'll put that up there in the comment section because everybody needs to see it. It's an hour long, sure, but still, it's definitely inspirational.
And I actually just posted the pictures from that earlier today,
and they are awesome. If you
guys
guys
take a look at them,
yeah, I was taking a look at them before you showed up, so
nice.
They were awesome. I haven't seen a bad photo this guy has even done yet. So definitely, if anybody's checking to get a photographer and cost not too much cost, I don't think. The last time we talked about it,
I tend to stay on the bottom end of things.
Yeah, I asked you about a photo shoot a while back, wanting to do something with me and my wife. We were planning on thinking about doing something, and I was going to surprise her with it. And I talked to you, and you had reasonable prices. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I try to keep it like I like to tell people, I'm out to make a living, not a killing.
Yeah.
I'm there to support me and my son. That's about it.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Will, thanks for being on, brother.
Hey, thank you.
All right, well, there you have it. We kind of went pretty short, but Will was still a lot of fun to have on. He does great work, and he even does charity work and charity photos. I mean, who else can have a story like that as their first ever photography shoot? Seriously, just thrown a camera a week before and told them, hey, you're doing my wedding. That's insane. Definitely would recommend him to anyone, not only to do your weddings, but any photo shoots. Be sure to check out his page and be sure to watch the video of Kicking Cancers. But I think that's where we're going to end it on this one, on this podcast. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you on